Dear friends, it's the 3rd of September. Great weather. Unlike last year where it was already mid-fall by the 1st of September. Thank God for this. So, real short clip about Mirotvorets. Mirotvorets, or peacekeeper, as oxymoron, I guess that is a created website supposedly by the Ukrainian government that lists the names, address, and all of the pertinent information, and as much as they can, of enemies of Ukraine that are to be liquidated. If you don't understand what liquidated means, it means killed, murdered, exterminated. Several interesting things about it. This came back up. This website has been around since 2014, grown quite a bit in size. I mean, they put children on there because, any child that shows up in an interview with Russian or foreign media that doesn't support Ukraine is targeted for murder. This is the American dream here. This is the defenders of democracy. And it's more an American dream than you think. Because the website's registered at, drumroll, Langley, Virginia, home of the CIA. So exactly whose website of murder and hit list, we don't know. But whether that's actual Ukrainian or your local friendly CIA murder, kill, death agent. So there you go. The U.S. government, more than likely, sponsoring a murder list, which, by the way, has a lot of Americans on it. That's right. Quite a few Americans are listed on that site. American citizens. So a site registered out of Langley, Virginia. Let's keep this rolling. Site registered out of Langley, Virginia has the contacts of American citizens that are targeted for murder by an American vassal state. It's not sinking in yet. And the U.S. government doesn't really give a damn. Well, hell, I mean, again, it's registered out of Langley, Virginia. It's being funded by the U.S. government. So the U.S. government is using third-party people to silence, or to at least intimidate to silence, critics of its own broken, murderous, Russophobic policies. Democracy, isn't that? Well, actually, it is somewhat of what real democracy is. Real democracy, as Thomas Jefferson said, is the 51% taking away the rights of the 49. That's what democracy is, mob rule. This is very organized mob rule. And democracy always dies, and democracy always brings tyranny in its wake by those that kill that same democracy. One of the worst forms of government in the world. By the way, long time ago, when I was enlisted in the U.S. Army before I became an officer, you get your Common Task handbook. I still give those out. A long time ago, on the first paragraph of the Common Task handbook, it was written on the first page. There was a paragraph written about America, and it flatly stated, America is not a democracy. It is a representative republic. Flat out, black and white. I still have my old book. I can show it to you if I can find it. Modern books don't have that. They took that away back in the 2000s. So America, I guess, is no longer a representative republic. It's a democracy or mob rule. Well, the mob always has a boss. And that happens to be the junta of Joe Biden and his crime family. Along with the other crime families like the Clintons and the Bushes, etc. You know who they are. So if you still think you're living in some kind of a liberal democracy, it's liberal, all right. Their version of liberal anyways. And God forbid you don't agree with their version. You got freedom of speech as long as you say what they want you to say. As long as you do what they want you to do. Sure, you've got lots of freedom in that case. But then there's the reality of everything else. You're living in a police state. Maybe it's still soft by standards of police states. They're not kicking your doors down that often. Well, they do. SWAT is always busy, and SWAT's arming up constantly. They got M113s for taking out house doors, and considering what American houses are made of, taking out the whole house. How many people are dying from police violence every year? I think it was somewhere around 30,000 a year in America. Maybe my numbers are off. Correct me if I'm off. But the fact is, you're living in a police state. A police state that sponsors a murder, kill, death list, sponsored out of Langley, Virginia. that has American citizens on it. No, the normal government, that would be protest number one. What the hell do you mean our citizens are on your death list and you're our vassal? Here it's, hey, it's all cool. Because those citizens happen to be the guys, sorry, horseflies, happen to be the guys that are criticizing the powers that be. Think about it. God bless.